of. And I will be right back. I gotta grab my dinner out of the oven.
Hello.
Ah, speak of the devil and he shall appear.
Yeah.
Ah. How's it going, guys? Hey, Ezra, can we go in sequence for fast? Yeah, 1 sec. Let me fix my audio real fast.
All right, I'm back. Everyone ready for Star Wars?
Star Wars.
Yeah, we're doing Star Wars now, I guess.
Oh. I would almost say this is more of what is the space one? Spelljammer.
Ooh, I haven't read much up on that one. I want a lightsaber though. If I'm in space, I want a lightsaber.
Everyone gets lightsabers.
Because they're cool.
Yeah. Only
Careful,
swords are
Hector
cool.
might get jealous.
My lightsaber will become Hector. It's any weapon I wield.
Time to upgrade.
And a lightsaber's technically a long sword.
Is it? Does a lightsaber count as a longsword, or is it technically a katana because that's what it's based off of?
A
I'd say-
lightsaber is not based off katana.
I'd say it's more rapier if
Yeah.
it's not a long sword.
Well, hold on, isn't it though? Aren't kind of the
No.
whole Jedi Order based off of the samurai?
Well, yeah, but the sword isn't.
Oh, it's just a plasma blade in general.
Yeah.
They just
I mean, if
use
it was-
kendo for it for fun.
Yeah, it's much more like a rapier in its use.
I suppose that's fair.
Yeah. If it was a chopping weapon, I'd be like, yeah, that's a katana.
Well, I don't know, because it's definitely not a stabbing weapon. It's not very
I would
effective to
argue
stab
it
people with
is.
a lightsaber. Well, unless you leave it embedded, then it's just going to create a small, well-cauterized wound that they're going to bleed slowly from. Much more effective at taking arms and limbs off, I bet.
Yeah, but a poke is what will end a fight. I mean, if it was real world,
You know,
poking was how you would win.
yeah, no, that's a fair point. It's not necessarily a fight to the death.
Especially without back to tanks.
And I'm sorry, Jedis are a bunch of pussies anyway. They don't know how to fight with a shit. They make it look cool though.
Fair.
To be
fair.
fair, the Jedi aren't a militant group. They're just forced into military situations because they don't know how to stick their nose out of the Republic's problems.
No, they got stuck in there because they didn't learn the words no. Hey,
And they're, like,
take this
honor
army and
bound.
Yeah, that's a personal problem.
Yeah.
Honor is a weakness.
But then again, when someone shows up and are like, "Hey, you want an army?" It's hard to say no. Well, where'd it come from? Hey, too many questions, man. You want an army? Here it is.
I mean,
Same.
I'll get rid of it if you want, but like,
I'm just saying, you're in a war now. I mean, I got an army. You got a war. Let's make this happen.
yeah, that was pretty clever of the Chancellor.
Calm down, Palpatines.
He was like 18 steps ahead. I do love it. It made sense in the setting. I got to give him credit.
Oh yeah, 1,000 years of planning.
Oh
Was it
yeah, well,
1,000?
and
Yeah, it was about 1,000 years, give or take a few decades.
Yeah, I can believe it. But when the end came, I was like, this actually makes sense. It didn't seem like heavy-handed. I'll take it.
oh yeah, no, for sure. He played it so it seemed like the only obvious choice was his plan.
Mhm.
Well, and I imagine it's probably pretty easy to work around your plans when your enemy, quote unquote, is such a reputable and what's the word? Reliable source. I mean, it's a bunch of religious fanatics that are going to do it by the book pretty much every single time.
Yep. Didn't even suspect it when he just kept getting more and more power. They're like, nah, he's cool. Yeah, he's establishing an empire. Is this to be concerning? Nah, trust him, bruh.
Oh yeah, the man super interested in our chosen one, getting him into politics. Yeah, I'm sure that's not evil.
Totally legit.
Nothing's ever evil in politics.
And then they just go to arrest him. Like, you just don't get to arrest the chancellor. That's not how it works.
Yeah, and I would have just orbital struck his office, to be honest. Like, take one of your many warships in orbit and just launch like a concussion torpedo at his office.
No, because that looks like an attack. Put Anakin in charge of a spaceship. It's going to crash. It just happens. And then just point him at the chancellor. There you go.
Then he can
Every-
be scared for instead of Padme's death of Palpatine's.
Yeah, and then it would just be like everyone when he accidentally killed the chancellor. Everyone would be like, "It's Anakin. He crashes spaceships all the time."
Or you
Hmm?
hire a bounty hunter to kidnap Padme and say that he was hired by Chancellor Palpatine when Anakin tracks him down.
Honestly, should have just sent Anakin with Obi-Wan to kill Grievous.
Facts.
Yeah. Have you ever seen the original animated Star Wars? The one that did Samurai Jack?
Oh, the early 2000s one.
Yeah. That one, General Grievous was.
A monster.
Oh, yeah. And I was like, that was like the first introduction to General Grievous. And I'm like, dude, Grievous is going to be a fucking badass.
He took on like 20 Jedi at once and beat them all and left one alive.
Yeah. And it took special forces to come pull his ass out. Yeah, man. I was expecting that level of coolness, and then the movies happen. I'm like, oh, okay.
If Grievous's mission wasn't to kidnap the Chancellor, he would have just massacred at least half the Jedi Order.
Hmm. I don't know. A lot of people didn't like the politics stuff in the first bunch of movies. I did. I don't care.
It makes sense. You gotta like set up the world. Like, yeah, these political events are what triggered the Clone Wars, and now you get really cool battles. So tolerate it.
Well, and that's kind of the point of art. All art is political, in some way or form. It has a message, whether you are clever enough to perceive it or not. And Star Wars' message is not even a particularly quiet one.
Don't give one man the Senate.
Well, and even further than that, it's anti-imperialism is the core.
But we all agree that Jar Jar Binks is a Darth.
Oh yeah, no, worst Sith of them all.
Most powerful Sith Lord. And in the lore, it says he just disappears after Palpatine dies. Like, where did he go?
To go
Sith
plot.
world. Yeah, exactly that.
I mean, it's just weird that he happens to be in the right spot every time, right where he needs to be, making sure things happen.
And fate accidentally making it so that he kills half the squad chasing him because he tripped on a barrel.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, not to mention Padme just happens to not be there when Jar Jar is forced, quote unquote, to vote Palpatine and to be the final vote into giving Palpatine emergency power. No, that wasn't a ploy at all.
Yeah, weird how that works. And then immediately after that, he just fucks off and disappears. So
yeah, it's just gone forever.
Mm-hmm.
What? It couldn't have been poor old Jar Jar. Misa, no bad guy. Dark red double lightsaber.
He just Palpatines everyone in that room, just the same way Palpatine killed half the Jedi Council.
Yeah, he's playing his long game.
Like a Chaos Sith Lord. He doesn't even want to rule the galaxy, he just wants other people to try.
He'll be the one to get the last laugh after Palpatine bites the dust.
He just wants to watch the galaxy burn.
This pleases Misa. But I bet Jar Jar Binks fighting, like in a serious Sith fight, would be like that fight where Palpatine goes to put Maul and his brother down.
Oh, man. I was just thinking that, yeah.
Just like flowing, perfect. Even like maybe some of his trademark mistakes in combat that only then do you realize is a blade coming at your throat.
A trap every time.
Is that an opening? Or is he being a silly little guy?
All I know is if I have to fight a Jedi or Sith, I'm bringing a shotgun.
The Mandalorians agree. They tried that and the galaxy banned them.
You know, there's a reason it was banned, because it worked.
Well, that was a fun conversation. I have important things I know now.
You have superpowers? Can you shoot lasers from your eyes?
One of the 36 was got inducted into the Phyrexians.
Ooh.
And is now a completely separate hive entirely. What happens if someone separates from the Borg hive mind?
Oh, do you remember the off code?
Hold on, I'll ask.
History check. You're thinking really hard real quick. Mining through the mine for the first time. Welcome. Seg, welcome.
Yellow.
As Gaston makes this roll, a shimmer comes across his face, and his mouth is replaced with like a speaker, and you just start hearing dial-up modem sounds.
Dang, I really rush these things. Not even fiber optic. Those damn
Error 404. File not found.
It's there somewhere. It's a little, gotta get used to the new archive system. But it surpasses you at this time. Real quick, can everyone go ahead and take a moment to open the character sheet, go to the Strix team folder, and or type into the search actor bar T1 ship and find that token and open it. That is your guys' new team vehicle. I don't think I give any of you guys permissions, actually. Fix that.
Yeah, I don't
Though it's
see
in the
it.
folder. Yeah, I just thought about that. I was like, actually, no one owns it. There we go. Okay, now you should see it. The T1 ship. When it's open, let me know.
Yep. There's another shimmer of red as Gaston goes back to normal. But now that he's activated that for the first time, as you look at Gaston, you notice his eyes are no longer the color they were. They're now a golden yellow.
You guys all feel the room, all the energy from each of you, the power, the obscene amount of arcane energy in this compressed vessel. Not even a little bit sleeping out to the battlefield as last time that happened. 3 new species emerged. So, 4 now if you think about it. So, with that, you guys all looking at the T1 ship?
Yep.
Beautiful. You have 350 HP on this bad boy. It has 18 armor class because it has no reinforced hull. The flying speed is 110 feet, and that is it's not per second. It is per breakdown average or some shit like that. Each hex on this massive battlefield, when you guys get to the world map, is 500 feet. The math and all that is all self-calculated. I don't do it. It's all automated. After I put in the numbers, it felt right. It was like 6 hours to get across 3 hexes, and I was like, that's not bad in space. So that's how the system works. It'll always keep track of time. So if we have triggered events in the future where I say you guys have 36 hours, you have literal 36 hours of your guys' activities across the map to achieve whatever it is, or to let happen whatever it is, or to not do whatever it is in that 36 hours. Vice versa for any and all kinds of time things, so keep that in mind. Each hex takes approximately 2 hours to cross, unless a special condition comes over you. The vessel of your ship is considered large, even though it is 50 foot tall, 45 feet wide, and 30 feet mid-wide, going in the opposite direction, the Y and the X. And with that, you guys also have features. Go ahead and look over the features, discuss it as a team real quick. Got something kicking out. I'll be right back.
All right, where's the Death Star laser?
We gotta install that first.
Oh, that doesn't seem right. Why would you build a spaceship with that one?
They are load bearing. So it looks like the crop replicator can make like herbs and ingredients and buff granting fruits. Ooh, maybe we should eat some fruit. Looks like the observation deck has maps, ritual reconnaissance tiles, and oh wait, no, that's what we upgraded to. It has reflect, stargaze, bond with party members, or scry on distant anomalies. Ooh, that might be helpful. If we go to the
You
rec
guys
room, we
do
can
research, get here. Go ahead, sorry.
with the rec room, we gain temporary buffs, run simulations, or socialize during downtime. The living quarters give a custom personal space, houses NPCs, or gains rest-based boons. The med bay heals crew, harvests biological samples, or synthesize cures. The engineering bay has repair damaged systems, upgrade weapons, or craft magical tech. And then the control center is the pilot of the ship, chart unknown star lanes, hack beacons, or perform navigation-based skill checks. Yeah.
So this is your guys' vessel. It can house an entirety of up to 15 creatures. It does not matter the size of those creatures, though the rooms may not be as accommodable at that point until you guys adjust it. The overall point is that it can house 15 creatures. Okay. You guys have pretty much nothing on this thing. It's pretty much empty. You have enough basic supplies to keep you guys alive, but you guys don't have a surplus enough to take note of, if that makes sense. Everything you guys find in space will be found out there. Keep this in mind too. Has anyone played No Man's Sky or similar sense?
Yeah,
Played a little
No,
love
but I
No
want
Man's
to.
Sky.
Okay, so the game is so good at making you feel like you'll never run out of resources because the space is forever. But what it's really good at teaching you, but never telling you, and if you don't look at it this way, you'll never realize it, is that you have a finite amount of resources when you are stranded places. And the things you need do not organically exist in the location you go. In the battlefields, everybody looks at everything as a limited resource. You guys with a ship with no weapons looks like an easy picking. Ships with weapons, don't shoot them if they don't have to when they have easy pickings. You guys won't be blasted when you guys are in this almost undefended. Almost every single encounter until you guys look like a threat will be a random onboarding of some sort. I want to make you guys familiar with this understanding. Your vision in space is your threat level accompanied by what's actually inside. Now, they don't know you guys are inside, so who knows what you're going to visit. You can get hit with an ooze thing and wipe it off the floor. I don't care. But at the end of the day, you will be boarded up until you guys look like something that shouldn't be wildly boarded. You guys look more derelict than you do look like a fully functioned operation. With 5 people, there's nobody in the window at any one time for someone to see, if that makes sense. Any questions in regards to that? Awesome. Go ahead. Was that a no or was that a huh?
Both. No, I don't have any questions. Man, I wish I could concentrate on more than one thing at a time, because I would love to concentrate on a major illusion, which I would get at the next level of Lich, and make it look like an abandoned space station just drifting
That sounds
through space.
awesome. And there's items to help with that.
Hell
So,
yeah.
There's goals. With that also, you guys will find tons of random junk. There's lots of activity out here. People killing people, creatures eating creatures, and beyond. Every junk matters. It will almost have just flavor text. Nothing will matter until you guys put your minds to it, because you guys have never been out here. You guys don't have survival instincts. You're developing them. Seg and Web have the advantage in that where they naturally lean into this kind of sense. They know what finite resources is like. They know what having no rum is, what have you. But otherwise, you guys are in space. You don't just pop back down and beam to Earth or wherever you want to go just to go and not cost the resource. Just keep that consideration in mind. With that, what do you all choose to do? Bring you guys to the Battlefields map where you guys can look around. And it's literally the same map. I just removed the initial little squadron names and stuff. And you guys will only be able to see potential threats when they are close enough. The new hexagon thing is so cool. You will only see hexes in view when you're near. You guys all have a sight radius on the ship. And any of you guys can choose to move it. So if anyone tries to click and drag it right now to a space and then let it go, it will throw in the chat coordinate systems of a proposal to you, giving you a breakdown of information. Does anyone see that after letting it go?
No.
Oh my
No.
god.
Oh wait, I didn't make it a
Yeah.
hex crawler. Just kidding. Now try. There you go.
Whoa.
So it'll show basically across the way of different options when a movement is requested. Now keep in mind, if all of you guys are trying to do it, it's going to get hectic, so it's easier to ping or just draw a little X where you guys want to go. When you guys map it out to more than one tile, it'll break them all down. And it'll tell me which one's moving to which space. Let's say I accept it. It'll then crawl across. You will see then it randomly rolled across something because you passed an event tile. A rival crew in distress reaches out. Betrayed Gaston in another. Ooh, the plot twists. And the only reason this information is immediate is because Gaston absorbed 36 people. So that normally would have been hidden. It would have just been a rival crew reaches out in distress. You guys will see quotation marks around some of the flavor text that appear. And in the future, they won't be there because I don't want you guys to meta against it. But I also am, this is all new. Like there's no system that exists. So I'm making it and we're all playing it. So I put those parentheses in there to help me also remember how I meant for that to be done. So you guys can play and joke on that as it appears, but eventually they will vanish and they won't be there forever. So just keep that in mind. Enjoy it while you can to get an insight of the way things will be. Notice how it does trigger another one. There are times where if you follow the same flight class, like you see here, 2 trigger instead of just 1, or nothing could trigger. So it's a very, very beautifully broken down hex crawler system. And yes, so that's how you guys originally picked up an interesting, not distress beacon, but a location of a POI somewhere here up ahead. That was the last point of interest in which you guys had discussed as a team, but I will bring the floor back to you guys now that you have the wide world of the Battlefields.
Okay. I did have a small preamble question. That's all right. You mentioned in the PDF about the ship that it currently crews 5. That is not the case. If it does only crew 15, then it currently crews 15. Because
Shit.
Well, we have the thralls, and I have up to 20 of them that I could call. And if it only crews 15, then we would have only called 10.
Thralls, do they have to be fed and cared for? Crew is people who need sustenances. If it's something that can just exist, then.
Oh, okay. I thought that was a.
Are the thralls? Well, can they work for you?
Yeah. Well,
like that would be 20 free servants because they don't need beds, right? Like.
Well, they don't necessarily need beds.
Like it depends if you want to be cool with them, I guess.
Well, right. So that was the clarifying question I wanted to ask: is do they count as crew because they don't need any other resources except space? Like they take up physical space, and I know that is a limited resource on like a boat. So I was worried that was the issue with the number of people. But as long as it's like cabins, then yeah, we can just put them in the cargo hold. They don't matter.
So raw, there is literally no explicit rule that refers to a thrall and crew or how a crew is defined beyond a crew meets requirements.
Okay.
Because it's not like a car where it's a seated capacity. This is more of this is how many bedrooms you guys designated for it. You could convert some of your spaces into actual bedrooms if you wanted to. And the spaceship has hallways and spaces in which they could just stand. I would not count it against your capacity because you guys could have like 100 people on here and a crew of 15 that are actually operating it, you know? The crew is just the people who are actively handling the vessel in some way. So if you guys were onboarded, anyone considered the crew beyond your thralls because they're thralls would be considered in that combat, like if you were playing XCOM. and crashed or got hunted.
Okay, so the thralls don't count as
I will not count them
combative.
as. I will not count them as the creature capacity is crew capacity. So I would not count them toward that because that would be not fair for you guys, even though it's your fault. But at the same time, you're not providing to them, so I don't feel like it should count. But if you guys
Perfect,
wanted
yeah.
to, that's totally fine. I don't care.
No, that works. Anytime we get boarded, we'll just lock them in the cargo hold until we're
And
done.
they're undead, right?
Yeah. No, they don't need
Yeah.
any resources or anything. Just as long as their physical space they take up isn't an issue, then we're all good. I just wanted to clarify that. Cool. And I'm not a terrible captain. I'll probably put hammocks up in the cargo hold for them.
I guess in the future, what we could say is, in the event that you guys go about this thrall route and try to hack the system, a thrall will count toward a crew capacity. Say if they have intelligence, they are controllable in a very controllable way, not something that's like they turn this wheel, like something where they can, jump, slide, and dodge a ball, or can be trained.
Right.
Well, they are all vampires.
Yeah, they are intelligent. They are my militant force at Strixhaven, being the head of security.
So let's do this then.
But if it makes it less
Yeah.
complex, we can just count them as non-combatants. If
No,
that just
we
if
would
that
never
makes it
see
less
these hiccups.
complicated.
Yeah, we'll do that for now, just because that's a lot of extra fun. I mean, I'm not against it.
Yeah.
So let's say this: they're never all in the same space of the ship.
Okay.
Let's just put it that way. It's a massive ship. You have 20 of them max.
Yes, I have 20 of them. So if I can have all of them, I will.
Mechanics for these things. See, we don't know these things. No one's level 20 in space with, Daywitch, Echoborns, and Valkyrians and Godlings and Izzes. Okay, so this is all new territory. Okay.
And Izzes.
I say Izzes because I was messing around with the videos, and I no matter how many times I try to get the entire party, there would always be more than one Iz if Iz was included. Like it understood my parallel theme so well that if there was an Iz, there was more than one Iz every time.
Only one is.
It's so cool. But anyways, so 20 thralls currently active on the ship. We'll address it later. They're rock stars. They're your peoples. If they're intelligence, you guys got 20 thralls. They're not capable of doing things like running your guns, flying the ship, because you're actually the only one that can do that. But later down the line, we'll work on that. I'll build that in. But I didn't see that coming right away. So
Yeah.
Appreciate it. Anything else?
That's it for me.
And they brought, I think, a little bit of adamantite too. Just
We brought as much as we could in the amount of time that ritual took, so we probably have a fair amount of adamant.
Gosh, you guys just keep making up your own rules. Roll me you have 20 of them. Roll me a D200. And then while you do that real quick, let me go grab some more.
so last time. Oh, go ahead.
I was going to ask, are we all rolling a D200 or just one person?
I think just say because they're his minions. So we last left off going on to the question mark. Is that where we still want to go? I'm thinking that's where we go.
I think
That
so.
works for me.
Though at some point, if we come across Sigil, we might want to stop there.
Thinking we're going to come across.
You're coming in a little soft, buddy. What was that?
I'm thinking we're going to come across some obstacles on the way.
Oh, for sure. That's why I was thinking we go one hex at a time so that we deal with one situation at a time.
Webs,
Nah,
could
let's
you
just sprint right to the question mark.
Webs, could you please speak again for me real quick?
What?
Yeah, you're just kind of quiet.
You are really quiet. I can't even hear you, and you're at 200%.
I have you at 165.
Leave me alone. Stop bullying me.
The only words I heard from you is bullying me.
All I know is we saw that you could get more than one encounter per hexagon, so it's definitely smart to take it slow.
Yeah, I was thinking we just here, I can try to plot a route.
Okay.
So
I had a quick epiphany. You guys capacity is 100. You have a massive 50-foot by 45-foot by 30-foot ship. You guys are currently 25 capacity. The thralls will count. And then when you guys use specialist vehicles down the line, those will have more limited capacity and specialties in which you would want to be more cautious on how you fill it.
Okay. So when it comes to combat, since they count as their own entity now, do we want to do
every round after the first, waves of support come.
Okay. And so should we in combat just consider them a single entity like we did?
They will be considered a swarm in groups of 5.
Perfect. Okay. Yeah, that works. Awesome. That is a hell of an epiphany. Thanks, man.
All right. Oh, takes a while for the water to pour out, so I was just staring at an empty cup, waiting for 40 ounces, and I was like, "Oh, how do I fix this?"
Oh yeah.
All right, so you guys are thinking of going this route, huh?
Yeah, so we want to do one hex at a time. So like each of the circles is where we'll stop, because we want to just kind of get the feeling for combat and encounters and all that.
Right. How long does travel take between hexagons?
2 hours per hex, I believe.
Okay, so we actually have time to do things.
Yeah, we should be working on getting at least a single cannon up and running is my thought.
Well, we don't have a cannon yet, so we need
Exactly. But we are all, well, at least one of us is a graduate of Strixhaven, and I'm sure Iz has some crazy science shit. I'm sure we could figure something out in a couple hours. You know, just some bare bones defenses, at least a flat cannon or two to keep oncoming fire down.
I was thinking that it said that we could find a lot of ships that are derelict. We could try to get one of the their weapon systems or see which ones are intact enough for us to use.
Yeah, I'm looking at what we have on board, and we don't have enough to make the things.
Yeah, all we have is a
give me a intelligence at advantage. As you think about the materials you need. You guys brought 123 pounds of adamantine back. And it's very, 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 very versatile material, but you're a dumbass today. So, yeah, is like you don't have it. You're like,
lucky.
Okay, go ahead.
Well, that's not much better, but
that's a lot better. What are you talking about? A 15?
Oh,
you understand that
like
with the
10 on here.
Oh, you got a 16. With what you have on hand, you're looking at the ability to build the chamber, the rifling core, the recoil stabilizer, or a barrel lining. That's with the adamantine. Not all of these things, but you have enough to do 2 of them.
All right. Well,
not immediate. Obviously, in your guys' 8 hours travel, I'd say you guys would be able to, in the engineering bay, manufacture 2 of these pieces with the 123 pounds of adamantine.
Well, let's not use all of it. We got our gear to upgrade here.
Yeah, and honestly, I was kind of hoping on using the adamantine as a railgun ballistic, as the bullet itself for a railgun.
I mean, adamantine's pretty rare to use the ammunition, but you guys teach your own.
Yeah,
until we have a steady source, maybe not.
Reusable weapons.
Well, so you see, my captain was really big. In fact, the main way that he got all of his popularity is that he had a couple of magic users, like myself, on hand, and he had 2 or 3 of them that would mage hand his cannonballs back after they had hit the other ship. So I'm thinking if we could design a gun that did the same thing he did, we could have his popularity, but in the battlefields.
But there's nothing to slow down the bullets here. It just keeps going.
Well, except the ship that they hit.
But what if you miss?
Easy. I won't miss.
Oh, I like that. But that's, I think back to all the times he shot us in the face.
Okay, but
that's what I'm hoping for, right? He's like, I got a great idea, guys. Let's just make a weapon that kills ourselves in space.
And how are we going to mage hand it back if I fire it fast enough that you'll never see it again?
No, that's what I'm saying. Mage hand worked on the high seas because the ships were only, 200 feet apart at max. But out here, I'm thinking we could design some kind of special technology to, like, suck the bullet back, like how some rocks pull on other rocks sometimes?
Oh, like a teleportation spell on a countdown.
Guys, we just need to get an artificer who has the ability to make things return to the hand of the user, and then we just augment it for the gun. Once it's fired, it hits, and then it comes back.
See,
Ooh, I can
I
make the
knew
gun
we'd
so
catch
it never
shields
misses.
release. Perfect. See, we're going to do just fine, guys. With that,
Yeah,
do we want
because
to
if
head
they
to our
avoid
next
the
hit?
shot, I will teleport them to where they can't miss.
A displacement device, but weaponized?
Yeah.
So if I may interject,
Yes.
one of that Phyrexian version of me was an artificer.
This is
Oh.
true.
You know what? As Captain Gaston, I hereby dedicate you head engineer.
Oh hell no!
Oh, too bad. I'm
Time
Captain.
yourself out, bro.
Yeah.
No, you do
Yeah.
not want that.
Well, my need is on navigation. Nobody's better at math than him, and I don't trust anybody else with the weapons but Shio. And obviously, I need my boy here as my first mate. So that leaves you for engineering. Thank God you just merged with that artificer.
I was gonna build.
Okay,
boring
so
team.
I am personally fine with that. However, I'm apparently able to communicate with myself in my own head.
Yeah, that's normal.
No, I mean the other me's.
Is looks at you. Yeah, that's normal, right? I look at everybody.
No, is few of us have other selves inside of our heads. We can talk to ourselves normally, but not other selves.
What?
You don't all have a great darkness trapped inside that is just a darker version of you that tries to convince you to do worse evil things?
The
I have
Phyrexian
a
me
good
right
one.
now is having a little bit of a temper tantrum.
Oh, well, I'm sure Shio could write that for you.
Why is it
You want to put 'em in a
upset?
box?
It's upset because it's realized that the perfection that the Phyrexians as a whole were trying to obtain is not perfection.
Well, yeah, I don't really know where they got the idea that turning everything into themselves would be perfect.
Okay, could you please stop?
What? Sorry.
No. This was in character.
Oh.
Oh.
What? How?
I'm just
how did
going to
it
let him
realize?
talk. For himself. I would like to use. I realize this is me immediately wasting it. But I would like to use split step manifestation.
Okay.
This is a non-combat scenario. So I apologize that I'm bringing up the artificer right now, but it's non-combat. As Gaston just steps to the side, and another version of him just manifests.
This one has more sleek tones of skin, but you could tell that it is a equivalent of what would be adamantite in their terminology, and or even better. But it has this more naturalistic, almost perfectly seams. There's no odd kind of Barbie doll joints or any sense of that. It looks almost like a better completed Gaston than what Shio was.
It looks almost exactly like Gaston, except silver skin, garbed completely in silver. And where his mouth is, there is this weird sort of speaker with a grill-like protrusion.
So it's like it's like the Ascended from Arcane, but like Phyrexian design.
Kinda?
Okay.
I was not even aiming for that. I just was. It's what was in my head.
It fits.
Your perfection is an art project.
Yeah.
Trying
See, that's-
to
No, please
trying
continue.
to meld teeth, bone, sinew, and steel together into a horrid horror that is more undefined and, quite frankly, a lot more vulnerable than it should be.
I mean, I didn't really finish the Phyrexians. I made them to fight the four, and the four started moving rapidly.
If
that
I
was
had
Yes,
known
but
to
the
all
fact
my
that you're not trying to abandon as the fact that they're not trying to abandon as much flesh as possible. It is
Sorry,
obscene. And it wasn't until he dragged me here when I realized it, as the Silver Gaston is now pointing at the regular Gaston.
Yeah, you guys kind of went off the rails when the four disappeared.
Kind of.
I mean, on a cosmic scale, it's awful. Yeah, it's pretty
It
bad.
feels like we were following a recipe that you didn't create. It's as if echoes from a distant parallel lost to time were coming through.
Oh no, the four corrupted y'all. Ooh, I'm sorry.
I wouldn't say that exactly. It wasn't I don't believe it was the four. It was more a timeline that had been paralleled over so much that it never existed.
I wonder if when we resolve this temporal planar issue that is caused, if it just loops back around and y'all just get caught in the loop.
I will say this. I'm certainly not joining back up with them. Nor am I spreading this condition.
I'm so proud.
You shouldn't be.
I'm proud of you.
That feels gross.
Yeah, it feels a little gross, but you know, I accidentally made y'all, and I'm trying to fix y'all, if that helps.
Anyways, I don't know if I can actually agree to this promotion that is being proposed. Within your ranks, the silver one turns to Seg.
Oh? I don't know. It seems like you have exactly the expertise I'm looking for.
But I have such limited time.
Wait, are you going to die soon?
No. But I can't stay out here for long.
Oh, that's all right. I only need Gaston to figure out how to do your job. And he can just talk to you in his brain, right?
It doesn't translate well.
Oh, drats. Well, if you could spend a little bit of time chatting with or myself every once in a while to, maybe impart some of that knowledge, that'd be great.
Oh yeah, you could
If
go to
I
the
must.
observatory and reflect. I feel
Yeah,
like
we could just chat about different blueprints and whatnot. That's all right
Oh.
if you can't accept the position. I'll find somebody else to fill it. I get it.
Oh, the silver Gaston turns towards the normal Gaston. Could you stop stalling and tell them about the thing you saw? As he disappears.
There goes my only working Phyrexian.
Working.
He hates that you are calling him that.
Okay,
yeah,
I'll
no,
call him-
That's like I escaped him
when-
only to be called one.
when we finished that ritual, I saw something that unnerved me, and is a later problem, but it's at the same time maybe a boon. I don't know.
Did you see like
As-
an entity?
As you and it's teleported back to the ship, as I was finishing up, as I was absorbing the last version of me, I glanced at the reflection in the ice from the gate, right before the gate, and I saw the reflection of the Lady of Pain. He was smiling.
Well, that's not good.
I have either done something extremely stupid and it paid off, or I have done something so entertaining to the Lady of Pain, to the multiverse itself, that she smiled.
Oh, don't worry. What we just did drew the eyes of literally every cosmic being towards you.
I know. I am well aware.
So to all of them, it's all of those answers.
I would not be surprised if I am being actively hunted down by Tempros's people.
Oh yeah, their time.
Oh, you guys all saw that drop, right? Does anyone know who that is?
Sorry, what?
The character in that video. No one knows who that is? From the Discord?
Oh, is it the also a particular time night is now well aware of you?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think we know who he is, but I think we've seen art of him before. Like, I don't think we've met him.
You guys have crossed paths with Hollow, no?
Not that I'm remembering.
You
and
guys
that's
have never actually officially met Rolly and Gang? Just the Oh, you met Legacy and you met the new team for them, huh? For Thursdays. You met both of their campaigns. That's what it was, I think. Because you guys have met... Okay, did you guys meet Chosen at any time? With Churros?
I remember Bernie.
Bernie, okay. That's the only one you guys met then? Okay, no, then you only met one of them. One campaign group. Okay, I thought you guys had met 3. I'm tripping. Okay.
Oh, we might have met him actually when he teleported back from the or time traveled from the past to our present when we found that original Phyrexian bot.
Yes. Okay. No, yes. When you found the seed, Shio, he's the one that warned you of what would happen. Why it failed. He is from there.
Oh.
But his name is Eric. And I'll assume that you guys. I'll say that you guys already know that upon seeing that. But Eric is a Time Knight, and only one person created the Time Knights. You guys know who that is. You've already said their name.
Tempos. Yeah.
Tempos' sons.
That being said, I don't know whether or not he wants to destroy me or wants to study me.
Maybe trap you in a time prison and study you. That's what I'd do.
Or who knows? Maybe who knows? Maybe he just wants to sit down and have a bottle. You know, never know.
I mean, with everything going on, I'm wondering if even creating a parallel would even work in my presence.
Yeah, you might be a temporal anchor.
I think I'm a temporal linchpin.
I wonder if you and Wep are in the same room, do you cancel each other's effects out?
I don't think so. We're both paradoxes at this point. Just different types.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I was gonna say.
I'm a paradox that exists that kind of exists simultaneously in 36 parallels at the same time, yet does not.
Maybe he just wants to find out what we
Sorry,
did so he can make
37.
it illegal. 37.
Oh, if he tries to
They get-
make it illegal, I will play sovereign citizen. His laws will not apply to me.
Oh, don't
I
worry.
know,
It'd be
right?
like the grandfather law. It happened before the law took effect. Therefore, you get to keep it.
More like I am a foreigner to his time magic laws.
Oh, he might deport you.
Well, where?
Whatever universe you came from, it's outside of our battlefields, right?
It's in Strixhaven.
Oh yeah, he might just murder you then.
He would basically have to destroy Strixhaven in order to get me there. If he truly wants to seal me away there.
Oh, yeah, killing seems easier at that point.
I
Well-
don't listen to him anyway.
We'll cross paths with him eventually, and we'll deal with him then.
Who
Maybe
knows?
come
He
up
might be
with
a very
plan.
understanding person.
He seemed pretty understanding when we met him.
Insight checks while this is going
Just what?
on. Weapon check. Nicely done, Clint. Nice. All right, buddies for life. Seg, you hear it first because it goes directly to you, but because Web can surf your mind, he hears it right after. Like, not even seconds later, it just hypes him. Commander, someone has boarded airlock.
Oh, borders!
Ooh. Okay, do not engage. Watch him, preferably unobserved. We're headed there now. Guys, we've got a board.
Before
Pirating!
Seg gets to get further, you're already there. Gone. You're so excited. You arrive there solo. How? Gosh, if I had to explain everything to you. What? Well, the rest of them are going about their way to you. You poke your head and you see approaching a hooded figure, fully cloaked. They hum a tune in which only you would know. Because your mother hummed it to you, and she made it up. Though this is not your mother. You see the individual open their arms. They raise their head and their hood completely obscures anything that would be. They have gloves matching their black robe on both hands. And they have a sense of a hover, though you see their feet, even then, mere centimeters off the ground. You sense their power on a signature level beyond yours. And I don't mean that in the sense of strength. I mean that in even your Dalkir chaoticness cannot tangible the process of power this thing has before you. And it speaks. Web, I do feel like we have met so many times before, and we waited so long to meet again. And you called it, just like you promised. You'd be here.
Yep, just like I said, you.
Now, right as you go, are you trying to like find a name or title for them?
Yeah, my best buddy,
Okay.
you know, from
So
that time and place.
he says, right, of course. And as you go to greet him and speak his name, what comes out of your mouth is Sid. Now, the way this works is anytime anyone refers to them, they say Sid to me as the DM. But what really comes out of your mouth is the name in which you believe them to be. Though we do not know what that name is because you both say Sid. It is some important dude. That is what Sid stands for. But he does have a name. It is out there. Someone might know it, but this time you recognize them as Sid. You do have a very, 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 very good understanding of who this is. But that's at this time what you're saying, unless you roll a 18 or higher history check.
Nope.
Yeah.
Intruder, dude. Got it.
They are Sid. Nice. I just got like a flying man. Just 2 fingers. I'm good. Anyways, what? You stare at him, almost dumbfounded briefly. Awed, your tongue's a little caught. And then you hear telepathically in your head. And Seg, you hear this and it kind of throws you off because you think he's with you. You're so excited. You're like looking at everyone else. You're like, my bro's always by my side. And then you hear a voice. Telepathically because it's in webs. You don't have to force yourself to remember. Because I am already here. This in front of you. This behind you. And he's now literally over your shoulder behind you. Or this in your ear. You look to your right and he's gone, but then he's to your left. So you look around and you see that Web is missing. You inform the team as you guys head over.
Well, I imagine everybody saw him just fucking vanish, but yeah, Web's gone, by the way, guys.
What? Again?
Yeah. Yeah, we got boarded and he just vanished.
When did we get boarded?
Did
Just
you hear
now.
the alarm?
While you guys were chatting about it. Yeah. Silent alarm went off.
Great.
The thrall called everybody. Or was that a mind thing? I can never tell.
I think
I
that was a
mean-
mind thing.
It was a mind thing. Yeah, he can never tell. He gets too
Could
many
be
powers too fast.
Turned?
Well, do we know what the threat is? What boarded us? I mean,
Can't be that big of a deal. It seems to be pretty buddy-buddy with Web. They're having a conversation already.
Oh.
buddy
Well,
buddy
we'll
with
come
web
back.
does not signify a lack of danger.
Would I have, like, mentally heard them both refer to this individual as Sid so that I could tell the party that, or no?
You say Sid.
Oh,
Shio,
yeah, he calls himself
Insight
Sid.
check.
Oh shit. Shio knows his name.
But do you think that the moment it's said without seeing them? Gosh. Your gut lies to you. You don't know the name.
Hey, I have a hypothetical question.
Wait, to the team or to me?
To you, AZEREP.
Go ahead.
Would Gaston, because of how you described how we remember Sid, would Gaston be confused at this moment because he would potentially be remembering different people?
No, actually, because it's very fun how Sid works. Sid is the same to the same entity across all parallels. So every Gaston knows the same Sid. So you would know the same name for Sid, but because Seg's name for Sid is different, you don't recognize it. Same for Shio, but Shio tried to gut check it because he feels like he has an understanding because his inkling is working and it's failing him because his stomach isn't strong enough. So when theoretically, yes, everyone has actually met Sid, all literal terms too. But they are always, even in a party, you guys all would still, even in the same room, if he was standing here with all of you guys, you would all still say Sid and it would still translate correctly to everyone's ears naturally.
Cool.
Does that make sense?
So just because of where Gaston is from,
Yeah. Play on words, totally fine. Character and deceiver would be what your acronym stands for. But Beautiful. He is not a air pilot. He does not own an airship, and he does not use a javelin-like baton or long lance weapon. But he wears a coat. Otherwise, you guys eventually do continue heading down. Before you get there, what do you take any other response? You could be muted. You could not be muted. I really don't know sometimes.
Space Ghosts.
Or web, sorry. Oh, you're speechless? Is that what I heard?
Yeah. What do we do with these Space Ghosts?
I don't know. What do you do with space ghosts?
Space Invader, dude.
So do you wait for your team to join you before you re-interact with them?
I think I'm just gonna spin kick.
You're gonna what? Sorry.
Spin kick.
Okay, go for it. Hold on. Let me bring you guys back to your spaceship because he's there. Put my levels on them. Let's see what your guys' tokens are. Top. So I'm gonna move you guys down there real quick. In hindsight, I should have moved you guys over there and then dropped you, but here you are. I guess it makes sense. You guys are heading over there. Meanwhile, Wep is going to try to do a drop kick on this guy. Go for it, my man.
I already tried. I got a 15.
Oh, there it is. Bam. Yeah, you swing. And
Allow me to roll the damage for
he like embraces you in a hug. He puts his arms out and you miss. You go across his arm and then he like pushes it up higher and then he embraces you and he like walks right through you. Right as you guys come turning the corner, you see him slowly approaching and going, "Ah, the rest of you. It is so good to see such familiar faces. How have you all fared?"
I mean, every day has been a battle. Usually 3 to 4.
In
You can
which
say that
you
again.
overcome.
Well, yeah, of course we did. I mean, we're literally the greatest. So, was there really ever any doubt?
When
The
it
question
is
is, why are you
orchestrated in this way, there should never be doubt. I am simply following a schedule. Aren't you?
Oh my god. Shio, did you trick me into being on a schedule again?
My third most devious prank.
I'll never forgive you for that.
I have that. I have your forgiveness scheduled.
You said schedule. I'm assuming this is closed loop time travel BS.
I wouldn't even call it travel. Out of time for that matter. More like instances. I appear when I need to interject or give you something. It's never because I want to.
You're one of those.
I got too carried away. The last time I did what I wanted, I was told I wasn't allowed to anymore. Now, I can only help. I can't interact. I can't poke you or kill you or threaten you. In fact, would any of you happen to know my last place of visitation? Anyone
It
may
was
guess.
area.
What a foreign name in the Butterfields area. So little know of it. Do you know why?
I just always thought it was really far away.
Yes, distance plays a key, but that is not why they chose it.
Who names planes?
Usually those who come first. Can you think of anyone who came before you?
Oh, the people that came before. Was it? Oh, the alien spaceship that we're still technically in.
Oh, that frog guy was
Oh.
pretty old, wasn't he?
Well,
Are
the
you
frog
referring
remember-
to the Assyrians' frog and moth abomination of capture?
Yeah, I mean, he's been around for a very, 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 very long time.
They have. Mercifully. We tried to remove him from the board a few centuries ago. And then the Assyrians saved him. We found out he was captive, we cared less of his outcome. But rumor has it, that's not the case anymore. And you are no longer there, my dear Shio. For you are truly here. The battlefield is not make-believe. The moment you arrived here, you reset your clock to 0. You have not spent one day in Avaris or at Strixhaven. Your name hasn't hit the plate of a single tongue at the dinner table. Your thoughts only exist here, and every single one of them creates a fear for someone out there.
Are you telling us that we should leave the battlefields before we cause any more damage than we already have?
Like I said, a schedule. You guys did what you had to do to be here on time, and you are. You can't leave like you came. You came in a very unique way, though. Normally, people leave from the ground and progressively go through atmospheres with chances to turn around. But you all chose to yeet yourself so far forward that there was no way to catch the ground again. Have you not all come to realize your choices, the deals in which you made with the one they call the Raven?
No, honestly, I can't say that I did understand the deal. Here I was thinking I was getting a cool, and now I'm in space with a spaceship. I mean, I'm not complaining. It just was not exactly what I was expecting.
But is it not the ship that you first requested the very first time you had met the Raven? For weapons were not even a thought for you then. You had requested your own vessel upon graduation, did you not? Your direct demand was that you wanted one of those, and you pointed out to the sky. Little did you know this is what you pointed at.
Little did I know, indeed. This thing is awesome. Don't get me wrong.
Time
I
is a
am not
circle.
complaining.
Or I wish I came up with the concepts in which I have witnessed it here today. But Shio, Webb, Sag, Gaston, and the multitude of Izzes standing next to that one, as he points at the single Izz before you. You all made it. The battlefields is no calming feat. So very few of you have gotten past the astral fields in which would have stopped you. For this godling should not be here unless he was a god already, and yet he exists. The only reason you are still what you are is because the wild space does not have such. You are the only occupant. Will you build out here? To be most curious. Will you go back to the plane in which you found? And see if that can reach the battlefields. You all have plans. But I see, over and over again, how many of them succeed. And without me, they usually all fail. And even when they do succeed, and I'm not right, it's because I sent somebody, of course. You're not as accessible as you all think, jumping around the parallel after parallel. I had help this time night recently. friction. I had to stop him. But I let the rest of them do what they needed. He didn't like it. Told him I had a purpose for it. I think he finally gets it. What? You always told me that if I did not keep the fire beneath your feet, you would all stop moving forward. How would you say a time knight, known as the Orbiter themselves, hot on your tail, being fire under your feet?
Ah, dang, he's gonna come and steal our Gaston if we don't run.
Do you respond with?
I think he said it all. They're gonna steal our Gaston.
Is he gonna steal like all of them or just one of him?
Who cares about the other ones?
I mean, he'll be like 131 less, I guess.
Guys, all 37 of me is standing right here.
That's what I'm saying. If he steals one of you, I mean, we did all
Is-
that work to make it one you.
Well,
Is-
that all depends. In all reality, has anyone broken any laws of time?
I don't recognize the laws of time.
Well, there goes one of you, blind as a foley. What about the rest of you?
I don't think I've ever defied time before. I usually get forcibly shoved through it, but I don't think I personally violated any time laws.
Forcibly as in you say yes, you go, or forcibly as in you literally all rhetorically always fall through?
Sort of like we walk through a door and we're in a different time, but we didn't
That's
plan
a
or
gray
want
area,
that.
I'd say. Yeah, gray for sure. What about you, the air conqueror? Your wingspan so bold. The last time I saw you, you were fleeing a field of fire battles against the Phyrexians. With this one, he looks to Webb.
Well, I don't know. It's been a long time, man. Things happen, you know? You change and, try to kill a lich and get turned into one in turn. You know how it goes.
How did you like those gifts, by the way? Your pirate
Oh,
buddy
that's
always
you?
knew what you need. No. What he did. He looks at Webb again. Do you not realize the orchestration it takes to get
I'm
people
gonna give
what they want?
Webb a big ass hug. Oh, thank you, buddy. I knew it had to be you. Only you care about me like that.
The true reason, which we all know, is that he died way too much and Webb just felt bad and was like, look, we're going to give it to the weak one. Because the weakest link is our weakest link. And if we fix it, we're no longer weak. But you don't know that. I'm just kidding.
He has strong character.
Does
Your mic is
he?
super low, by the way.
He folds so often for power.
But as you embrace him, Sid walks forward. He gets between the three of them, Self, Gaston, Shield, and Diz. Can all three of you give me an Arcana check?
I can try.
Not bad, not bad. All three of you realize that his presence is purposeful. He's transferring something. As he's walking up to you guys, you feel his energy depleting. His presence is no longer that hierarchy of ominous. It almost feels like his presence is providing what no one realized was missing at first. You all feel as if there's an emotional smile beneath that obscure visage before you. And then he speaks out to the three of you mentally. I've seen each of you compel each other to create the impossible. And it only succeeded once.
And what I see with it now tells me that everyone is going to want it. The orbiter is not coming for him. But I cannot promise others won't be. The orbiter is after the device, so he can make his time at his home return. Shia, go to secrets real quick.
Bye. A lot of lore on this one.
Yeah, it's been really lore heavy ever since we got to the battlefields. Probably just trying to tie everything we've ever done all together over the years.
Yeah.
Well, on the plus side, I don't think anyone can kidnap me anymore and
Oh,
replace me with a duplicate.
Oh, that's fair.
Not
I think
that
I'm gonna
this
finally
happened.
get. Okay.
Not that that happened in this timeline, but it did in another.
Yeah.
Several times, in fact.
We should probably get moving, guys.
You think?
Sid, you said you came here to give something. It was clarity, right?
It's interesting you put it that way. That is exactly what you asked for in your future. You said you wish you knew what had to be done. So in retrospect, yes. Clarity is what I bring you all today. But the next time I'll see you, schedule for that is demise. The information on what will cause it. It's still watching you all fall for it.
But you also just gave us something else.
Did I? Well, then I guess we'll wait and see. He continues walking past Iz. As he does, he's like, excuse me, yes, it's good to see you too. He speaks to nothing behind Iz, but yet he walks as if he is passing through a crowd of others. You guys interact with him anymore, or do you let him walk away?
I mean, I'm kind of curious as where he's going.
So
Okay.
you're just standing there curious of where he's going?
You guys
Like, is
follow him. I'm gonna work on my project.
Yeah, I'm gonna head to the brig and get us, or not the bridge and get us moving.
I might ask him about the true purpose of the Time Knights.
Okay, so you chase after him. We'll say he walks over here to the engineering bay, and he's just staring at the mechanism upon your approach. As you walk up, he goes,
You leave wondering things in your mind. They're very loud. You should learn on capsulating your ideas so they have time to brew properly.
I will make note of that. So I assume that means I shouldn't ask my question.
No one said you couldn't speak. I'm just saying that everything in your mind is very loud. If you need to let loose what it is you cannot yearn of your own, now would be a bad time.
So, what is the purpose of the Time Knights? Their goals potentially conflict with mine, and I'm worried about anything they might plan.
You speak of plan as if you refer to the probability that their intentions are grand. I assure you, there is just one of them. But they are very capable, and they have completed many feats. And they have recruited one in which your two fellows yield within them. His intentions are so well kept that I have never been able to hit that surface. I had to stop him from his involvement with his team when I found him. They had broken due to your actions. And he means that as the group, not just you, Shield, but as your team. A plot in the parallel that created 5 entities of a single key character to their cause. And he could not be there to witness it. So I held him until it passed. And when I released him, he only heard rumors. He's trying to stop what you all have caused. For there is one created by all of you that has caused the most harm to his efforts. History check. You do know this technically.
While this conversation has been going on, Gaston has basically been working in the engineering bay.
"Yeah, and that's what you're intel."
He's dropping.
Go ahead and give me a another for you, Gaston, a intelligence and then a sleight of hand to see how well you're assembling things or making noise in the process. Shio, your gut tells you that though it was the party, it has something to do when Iz came over the first time to Edia. If you can remember any of that, you could play off of it.
And you said sleight of hand?
Yes, sir.
So, Is caused something to happen in area when he first arrived that essentially caused the time knights to have to be formed. That's definitely violating time laws. They're going to time prison him.
Nice.
The irony is that one's lineage, once what was one's lineage, is friend and family.
One's lineage is friend and family. Is that what you said?
One's lineage hunts what was one's lineage's friend and family.
I see. I think.
He is referring to the sun.
Okay. So we got time knights to worry about. Or just the one, but still. I have a lot to think on.
You see Gaston assembling what seems to be some base foundational plates for later gear. He is going about the basic process of what most assembly would require for general housing and chassis for any and all particular augments, which will be made in the future. I will say that you've pre-prepped 3 base foundations in your entirety of time, however long it is you do take down there, as you are coming into understanding your newfound knowledge. Meanwhile, across the rest of the ship, what are you doing?
I'm going to start working on mage hunters as what do they call that? Basically to protect the ship.
Yeah, that's how it all starts, right?
Oh, that's how it always begins. And I'm not just making the regular ones. I'm making the ones of my dreams.
That have the Aurorian abilities of reflecting even more powerful spells and being naturally immune to anything below 5th level.
Oh yeah, and lasers in their eyes.
Got it. And lasers in their
I
eyes.
remember there was something else we thought would be really cool, but I can't remember what it is. But I will. I'm gonna make them modular. Yes.
Nice. Hey, give him this tail!
Boy, am I glad that I'm currently not a mage.
Man, you should have saw these things when they first met them. Fuck. They've gone a long way.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you start working on the LEMH version of Mage Hunters. So, the
Man, I can't wait to see how pissed Shio's gonna be.
Shh, we don't tell HR is.
This is the under
All
the
know
radar.
Lorraine
Mage Hunter.
is HR, and we aren't. And Shio is at best a slight criminal.
Yeah, when are you guys going to bring Lorraine aboard? Like, how is she not a crew member already? I for sure would have been like, that's the first beam me up character you guys would have brought.
Well, that was before we knew that this is before everything, and that whatever we do here, we can just reinsert her back into her time.
Yeah, we did
You
discuss Lorraine, but we all decided that she was too important for the Strix campaign.
Speaking of,
Oh, that's true. You guys did bring that up.
But now that we know she's out, that we're outside of, we're at the very beginning of everything, we might be able to bring her to us.
I feel as if we're going to need a chef for those who still need to eat that we bring aboard.
It's all right. I was the Bokor. I can cook.
I
How
was
you
going to
guys like
suggest
raw
someone way
roll?
better than you.
Hey, I make a mean still floppy fish, man.
Yeah, no, we're bringing.
No one can cook a vol like that, man. Okay?
Gaston gives out a low groan as he remembers things that happened in alternate parallels that didn't happen in this one.
Oh, come on. My cooking's not that bad.
There's a certain graduate of Strixhaven University that I think we should bring in.
Morden Kanan couldn't agree more.
No.
You really think he'd help us, though? Isn't he kind of busy being, I don't know, the guy?
Why wouldn't we want
Um,
him?
No. Obviously, we want him. I'm saying he's probably not available. Although I am intrigued about this chef Gaston. Do go on. How is he with raw fish?
Gaston just blinks. I mean, he's good with sushi and sashimi.
Shishishishishimi. Is that like a form of stabbing? Starts fake stabbing web.
What I'm proposing above game is we bring in Ryle as an NPC.
Oh hell yeah! No, above game, Sega's on board. You're all good, man.
I don't know how you bring them in, but you could bring them. How'd you guys get the thralls there? That's what I'm curious.
We used a tree to.
Oh, that's
Call them-
right. That's right. Yeah, you guys did a whole thing for it. That's right. Yeah. See, I mean, as long as you guys come up with that every time or another way, yeah, for sure, you guys can keep this shit up. I'm just in my head like, just
Maybe we start moving and recruiting people that we can.
Oh yeah, did we get to the next tile? Did anything
Oh, did
happen
you
when we
move?
moved to the next tile?
Sorry.
Yeah, I was gonna
Yeah.
move the ship while Shio was talking to Dig.
Go for it.
Also, I'm sure that Ryle can eventually figure out exactly what time laws we broke and how severe the consequences are with his minor in Ravnican law.
If I remember right, the time nights were more of a murder everyone and then figure out what law they broke type organization.
Cool.
But I'm pretty sure the whole justice system is reversed. Executioner, jury, judge.
What if I told you that the spell we had cast, technically wasn't a time spell?
Oh, it wasn't. It's how we used the spell.
No, I mean with the modifications that were made to adjust.
Yeah, ours was more of a space spell rather than a time spell.
Was a space spell, but it was a multiversal space spell.
Yeah. I'm an opus mancer.
Actually didn't break any laws.
Well, I've broken many other laws.
I mean, when it came to that spell.
Oh, yeah. Were they there for that specific one?
The way we cast that, I don't think would have worked with anyone else.
Yeah, it's true. We are the best.
No, I mean because of my biology and how my father's race worked.
Theo and Iz are just too busy patting themselves on the back. Just like, yeah, we're amazing. So cool. Like, best scientists ever, right, Iz?
Yeah. Except for
during
older
the-
me. Older me's better.
After my conversation with Sid, I imagine there's more to the 2 hours, and Chio wants to go to the observation room and reflect and try to like bottle his thoughts, like Sid suggested, like prevent others from hearing them so easily.
Oh man! But as you go and try to focus on your, go ahead.
Gaston would also like to go to the observation deck and meditate to recover a resourceful point.
You got it. As you guys are there, Shio, as you go to try to close your mind briefly, stick it into a point of view in which sets you apart from the rest. You hear. In your brain, like as you're trying to capsulize your thoughts, you open a channel that you didn't realize was pinging. And then you get this like whole vision of high waves and asteroid fields and scratching your back against a rock, and you're just like, whoa, like this is not my thoughts. And then you open your eyes, and as you see Gaston to the right of you, both of you see a massive star whale passing by.
Whoa.
Do you continue your movement, Seg? By the way, Seg, when you made the move, did it come up with an accept button?
I'm supposed to click accept.
I mean, I could do it for you, which is what I did. But yeah, technically you would click accept.
Yeah, no, that's my bad. All right, I'll click it in the
You are the ship's captain. Well, yeah, I mean, now you can move again if you want, because we already took care of that one.
All right, she was definitely
Cool.
sketching that whale.
You got it. Performance. Good thing it's a whale. Jeez, those shapes are easy to draw. Whew.
Oh, wait, I think I roll with advantage because I think it's part of the Prismari feature. Marginally, but oh, way
You
better.
added the tail and became a whale. Man. Gaston was like, what on earth is he? Oh,
wait,
I
that was...
get it now. Oh, I get it.
There was an
like a
image
bad
I was
lead.
about to bring up from Final Fantasy XIV.
That looked like a bad whale.
Yes.
Gotcha.
It looks like
Said
what
you
if a
made
whale
me
was
forward.
Phyrexian?
Does it let you click the accept on it and works like
Nah, it highlights like I can, but it doesn't
interesting?
actually.
Because I do see it says 2 game master. I'm at the fickle with that one. I don't know why that would matter if you have control. But I'll look into that. Good to know. So you can request it and I'll just pop through.
Cool.
All right. As you travel here, nothing seems to occur.
Nice.
I need Web is insight to give me perception checks.
Do I have advantage on the bridge because I have all of the scanning equipment at my disposal?
Sure. Wow, that was really good.
Yay.
Wow.
Not for
Web.
advantage.
Nice, yeah. That'd be a shield wheel for sure. Missing the back end. All three of you guys immediately just get that, anime kind of manga zoom in on the eyes, and they get that glisten even if you don't have glasses. It's like ching, ching, ching. There's something in the atmosphere. A shattered beacon has this little blinking kind of effect coming off of it as it hovers past the spaceship, probably about, I'd say, 60, 70 yards out.
I'm gonna ask my co-pilot what he thinks of it, which is the rock gallstone thing that I just set in the command
got it. Yeah. The gallstone, yeah. Oh man, looks like it's a really big piece of shit. It's broken and busted, but it's glowing. That means it's an object that's semi-functional.
All right, good enough for me, co-pilot. Let's get a recon crew together. All right, who's coming out to check on
this? My rock is grinding.
I'll put him in the captain's chair, actually, since I'm leaving anyhow. All right, you're in charge while I'm gone, little buddy.
Oh man, now we're talking about treatment. This is the way. As you walk off, starting to like you.
I'm gonna finger gun it and then back out so I can get a crew together to go check this thing out.
Got it. Is he finger gun it? Anivia, right? I'm just kidding.
Oh, Anivia, good to see you. I knew calling you was the right plan.
Yeah, right. Just beelines to fucking Seg, taking his head.
Their short sword through what's left of his shriveled ass heart.
All right. Oh man, the best. No, you finger gun and then you realize, damn, Are you becoming him? Did you become what was left of the characteristics of the Anivia? Because that's all I ever used to
Yeah.
do.
I'm him, but I'm 2.0.
Yeah, I love it. So you take off. The ship kind of tilts. You hear on the intercom? Sorry guys, I was just in the seat, if you know what I mean. What happened again?
You're doing great, buddy. All right, so who's coming with me to check out that shattered beacon?
I'll do it.
Sure, why not?
Well, all right. Are you working on something super important? Probably.
As I sit there
Oh my
holding some sort
God.
of.
I mean, is that for the
Mate?
new mage hunters?
Yeah,
What the fuck is that? I told you no massive experiments.
but I had to.
Oh god. Are you listening to
Eh,
the whispers in your head again?
No, I'm listening to my inner voice, which is saying, "What if I push these things out into space and they gain superpowers on top of the powers I'm going to put into them?"
Nope, bad. Gaston has a spray bottle in his hand and he spritzes it.
You do know I'm half plant, right?
It just absorbs instantly.
No,
Note
don't worry. You
to
gotta use
s-
sulfuric acid like this, and I just spritz it.
Advert!
Wait, but isn't the other half of you green?
Yeah. Well, then I'm
So
dragon too.
acid, so acid probably isn't super effective either. Do you need to hit you with a base or something? Suffocate?
What? You don't combine acid and bases? Didn't you go to basic chemistry?
It makes a boom, right?
No, they cancel
Well,
each other
Spray
out.
bottle of just straight fire.
What?
Anyway, first mate, would you mind hanging out on deck and keeping an eye on the sensory array and making sure Gallbladder doesn't drift too much off course?
I can hear everything on this ship. You all better speak of me with respect, Captain Bladder.
Yes, Captain
Yes,
Bladder.
Captain Bladder.
What the fuck is this thing?
That's the
Gallstone.
gallstone we pulled out of
The
the
sentient
giant
gallstone.
worm.
I thought that disappeared.
No, he kept it, and then he said that he stashed it in the front of the captain's quarters, and it's been there this entire time. So he just mentioned it again, and it came back.
Yeah.
He didn't want to lose it. I asked, and he was like,
Oh.
"No, I'm gonna bring it with me." And I
I'm
was
pretty
like, "Okay."
sure. I'm pretty sure this is the first time Gaston has seen this.
Probably.
No, definitely not. Because before I set it down, it was strapped to my chest. So it's probably like a running gag in the background that just isn't shown on screen, I imagine.
You notice he's lighter. Yeah, you might not have known what it was in its intentions, but now that you hear it talking and you look at Seg and he's missing a baby, that must be what he's referring to.
I contemplated why I would make sentient gallstones in my worms, but I really feel like I made the right call this time. I really like Captain Gallbladder.
I'm going to be completely honest. I don't think this was you. I think this was some Fey bullshit interacting with whatever you were doing.
Yes, but I am a god and I will take credit.
I mean, that's what they do. They have someone else do it, and they take the credit.
It came out of my creature.
This is true.
I mean, I don't go around claiming everything my students did.
No, actually, I can't call him on that one. Yeah, I can't think of a single time he's taken credit for something that wasn't entirely his fault. I mean, his
involvement.
Yeah,
and I take responsibility. He said
Yeah,
so.
if you ever Thomas Edison'd me, I'd just end the campaign.
Thomas Edison, you? It was my idea.
Oh man!
All right, let's go get this beacon thingy. Maybe we can turn it into a gun.
Yes, Shio, you are Tesla. Not the person, the company.
Yeah, right.
No! I don't use glue to hold my thoraxians together.
I don't agree with this.
Yeah, they do
I
seem
have
a
no
little too
power.
sturdy for that. So if you had done it, this wouldn't be such an issue.
Yeah, but then they've been a
Gaston's
bad
mouth
weapon.
becomes the speaker. Yes, you do.
Those are the early ones. Just until the
Two.
muscle and sinew grow around the machinery.
I put the parts in the vat, then I get a mage hunter.
So there was something in the features that said something about beacons.
Yeah. Wait, what do you mean?
I remember there was something in there that said some. I remember seeing the word beacons associated with one of these. Automated repair drones, craft magical tech, repair damage
Oh,
system.
yes, yeah. Oh, yeah, the beacons matter, yes. But right now, to my understanding, only Seg is going?
Oh no, I'm going to, and I think so.
So am I.
Oh, got
Yeah.
it. Okay, 3 of you guys are going. Got it. Okay. So, the 3 of you guys head to the padlock. You all three put out.
Hack beacons.
As you do, can the 3 of you give me Constitution saving throws? Right as the padlock opens, the other one behind you guys closes so that everyone else is safe. And you hear the intercom go off, and the 3 of you do not hear this because of the padlock. But Captain Gallbladder
I'm gonna
jumps
lucky
on
that.
and goes,
Hey guys, Webb told me to tell whoever's in the ship still that it's very turbulent outside.
so only Iz would technically hear this.
What's outside? Huh? I put the head of the mage hunter down. What?
Stripe, turbulent.
The ship gets it. It doesn't like throw. It just has like a little shock and shove. Right as the 3 of you guys go out, Gaston, you feel it and you kind of step back a little. You kind of hide within the ship's cavity before it just takes you. Shio goes to go out and then he kind of feels this wind, almost like as if Gale from Frozen 2 came to say, "Don't go out there," and save your life. And then Seg just goes out there. Man, you haven't felt something like this in a long time. And I mean the ocean. Something that just you are in, and that's that. This is your life, risking it all to make sure that you can be happy in the one sense of freedom that is before you, and that is turbulence of any sort, preferably water usually, but you're gonna get used to this. You feel that there's these unique kind of pockets of non-existential gravity kind of pulling you and yanking you as if it was the natural waves or the wind airlines in a normal atmosphere. As it goes about and continues, you feel this brushing through your ruffles and your feathers, and then your body finds a balance. But it's not you, Seg. It's the Valkyr inside you. You feel the madness of the intense area around you becoming controlled, the turbulence becoming calm, the chaos non-chaotic. As you finally find your footing and you're no longer Wally flying around with a fire hydrant. You stabilize.
The malcontent of the sea. Oh, I've missed this.
As you head over to the beacon, Shio and Gaston witness your ease through it. Do you guys have any team conversation or any discussion between the two of you?
So we should just let him do his thing, right?
That is some very turbulent solar winds.
Let's be lookouts for him. Let's keep an eye, warn him if something's coming, and you know, let him go out into the storm.
Hey, AZEREP?
Yep.
What feature do I use to, What feature do I use to, transform into another... use the abilities of another version of myself?
One sec. Let me pull it. I meant to put it in the boundary and I forgot. It is... Aspect of the scene. Oh, do you mean like the one where you cast a spell, right? Echo memory?
Well, either that or basically just, like, use a class feature.
Yeah, that one was supposed to be... I actually didn't re-edit it right, but yeah, it was actually supposed to be part of the Echo memory, where you can use one of its spells. Let me see, make sure that I'm not tripping. Pretty sure it was that one.
Okay.
Yeah, so it would have been your echo memory, which is 1 prolonged rest. It's either you get a
Which I have
reroll any
not
d20.
used yet.
Correct. Yeah, and you would gain proficiency to any and all skills of the language of the one you chose, and you would also be able to cast a spell. And technically, that spell level at this time would be up to level 6. It could rise with use of your echoes, but at this time, your cap is level 6 if you use a spell.
Good.
Or-
Cool.
yeah.
If possible, I would like to use the Wings Unfurled Ascendant Dragon feature.
Okay.
As spectral draconic wings just sprout from my back. And I just fly out there.
You got it. Shio, do you attempt to join?
I'm gonna keep a lookout for them. This seems like I'm not at all prepared to handle whatever's out there.
Okay, Gaston. At advantage, can you give me a acrobatics check as you go to find the balance and the turbulence? Yeah, first you kind of get pushed a little off.
That's the
to
first
your
roll,
right.
sorry. I did not roll
Okay.
with advantage. Okay, that's much better.
Initially, when you head out there, you feel it kind of veer to your right. You quickly reposition and catch yourself as you readjust to the necessary angular trajectory. As you do, you fly past the front of the cockpit and you see Webb having a conversation with literally a sentient rock. It does like a little wiggle jiggle, and you imagine that's its communicative natures. As you pass by, you get closer to Seg. Seg, you are coming into range of grasping this here beacon. It looks to be kind of slowly in the spatial air, bleeding off. Some kind of substance.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to drink that.
Okay. You get close, Gaston. You start getting closer to arrive, and you see Seg going for a drink, not collecting. Seg, can you give me a Constitution saving throw as the immediate moment the substance touches your lips, reaction occurs?
I've learned a thing or two, and I am gonna enhance ability myself first. This is my first rodeo drinking random bullshit.
Not bad, not bad. As you drink it, you feel your body gain mass. You begin to lower in altitude. You have to use more energy to keep yourself up. And then you feel almost like you really got the runs. Something starts burning through your intestinal line. And you just can't help it. Because there is no gravity, and when it leaves your body. Gaston, can you give me a dexterity saving throw as this odd, gooish substance appears before you in space?
It's burning.
Absolutely dip, dodge, and dive around as you see Seg lose his stomach before you.
I'd like to
Beacon
think
still
literally.
floats and flutters. Oh yeah, I mean, in a sense of literal, because you could do so. You know, you would like expel it to do a full cleans kind of thing. But that's why there's debris floating about. With it, son, do you care about the beacon, or do you care about Seg losing his everything before you?
Seg's fine, I'll get the beacon.
Yeah, let's just grab this thing and get it back to the ship. Yeah, you never know. Sometimes when I eat the random shit, it gives me cool powers.
If Seg unfortunately dies, we can just have him regrow back his body. It's fine.
Just make sure to grab Webb's phylactery.
If he does. Right. So you grab it, Gaston. As you do, can you roll me a Constitution saving throw?
Oh, I was planning on grabbing it with him as like a help.
You're
If that changes
literally
anything.
giving your gut up, but yeah, okay, I'll go. Yeah, okay, you help him.
But it's not like I
You
feel
help him.
pain or
Yeah,
anything. My stomach
yeah.
is just evacuating
Fair point.
itself while I'm doing it.
So
Fair
do I have
point.
advantage on this con save then?
Sure. Okay.
I would like
Guys, go
to
ahead.
take the higher one, please.
Yep. The 23.
Yes.
As you go about it and you come into contact with it, the two of you both just look at each other and then feel this kind of freezing nature come across your hands as almost ice begins to grow across the beacon and the two of you. Web, give me a perception check.
How far was the ship from us?
Probably about 120 yards at this point, or feet. It was originally 120 feet out, but due to the time it's taking for you guys to get to it, it's just floating.
Okay, so yeah.
Web, perception, if you can hear me.
By the way, because of the nature of how Wings Unfurled works, as soon as Gaston got to where he is currently, the wings would have disappeared because it's access through Step of the Wind.
Ooh, got it. Well, good thing your hand is stuck to this thing because you ain't going nowhere.
Do I also roll a perception?
You couldn't. Oh, you could, but it wouldn't matter because they're on the other side of the ship at this point, floating. You wouldn't have a
Okay.
vantage point. But you could go back in the ship.
No, I'm keeping an eye out. I want to make sure nothing sneaks up on us.
You give me that perception. See if you see him down one of the windows of the med bay.
Let's see. Oh no, I am involved in my project.
Awesome.
That is a nat
Feel
one.
they're taking a little too long. So, Shio doesn't know what to do. You guys are taking too long. Seg, what do you suggest you and Gaston do next as your hands melt into a fully formed icicle over this object? Now, if you weren't undead, you'd feel it. Gaston, you do feel it, however. It is getting colder.
Could we please hurry this up?
Yeah. Let's shove this thing back into the hangar bay.
Okay. I'll step in the wind to re-sprout the wings.
Okay.
And then we'll
As
just
you do,
push
go
it
ahead.
in space, I guess.
Okay. So you guys like both kind of like kayakers go and use your wings to both work together to get yourselves recentered towards the bay. Can both of you guys give me acrobatic checks? Seg, you're making this really difficult, but because Gaston is good at working with people who don't work with him, he manages to keep you guys on trajectory. In doing so, Shio, you see them coming at a rough angle, but looking like they're going to meet it into the bay, though something between their hands is immobile in the sense that they have not moved their arms from each other once.
So how'd it go, guys? I didn't see anything dangerous.
I need fire now.
I have a firebolt spell. Do you... I think Iz has create bonfire.
What?
I can't move my hands out of my gloves.
Ooh, let's get
Please.
out to the med bay. Yeah, let's go. Let's go.
Well, one small problem with that. We appear to be attached to the beacon.
Which is why we need the fire.
So can you move the beacon with you?
Actually, I guess, how big is it, Alex?
It's probably, yeah, you guys can move it. It's probably about like the size of, the height of half of you guys. I want, like of you, Seg, so to speak.
It's like a good battery cell purpose for a vessel out here.
Oh, okay. So
you
we
guys
could
could walk
into
through,
the
and
med bay.
yeah, you could. Yeah, as you guys go through, it's an awkward moment. If you played it off, it would look like you guys were working together. But in all realisticness, you guys are not that simpatico with each other. So you guys are like pulling from each other, making it really tough. Shield's like this way, this way. You guys all know the way, but Shield's still kind of like guiding you guys as if it was needed.
I mean, it clearly seems needed. They're not walking in a straight line.
Hey, Seg.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not usually this close to you. When was the last time you did something about your scent?
Oh.
'Cause you are starting to smell a little bit corpse-like.
Oh, I think the last time I had a bath was maybe first quarter of first year.
Oh, I don't think a bath's gonna fix this. I mean, you're like what, undead now?
Well, I can still keep myself clean now that I have the
Well,
capabilities.
yeah, but what
for
I'm
it.
suggesting is, do you know prestidigitation?
Do I know prestidigitation like I did?
Prestidigitation.
No, of course I don't know prestidigitation.
She just sprays a little bit of cologne onto Seg to try to cover up the corpse smell.
It's instantly worse.
Oh God! Oh, it's like wet dog.
Why?
You try to get rid of it, and it just gets
Fight it.
stronger.
No, the cantrip would have eliminated the smell, not covered it up.
Well, maybe Iz has prestidigitation. Let's just get to the med
This
bay.
is why
Hopefully-
deodorant is important.
Hey, I bathe regularly.
Mm.
You're also alive, so you don't need to, put your body back.
Well, that's not my fault. You decided to throw yourselves at the foot of an ancient evil and say, "Ooh, yes, give me power."
I didn't say I regret it. I'm just saying I have different priorities.
Yeah, no, so, Seg, one of my, many me's wants to grab Web's phylactery and destroy it. Extremely bad.
Oh, man, that'd be really bad for you if you tried to do that with your body.
Oh, I'm not going to.
I'd hate to have to break your arm.
I'm not going to. Funny you say that. I'm not going to because everyone else is saying no.
No, that's good. Well, let's get disconnected from this battery and get moving before one of you before that one of you just decides to do anything about it.
Oh, he can't. It's like everyone else is holding him down.
You guys see is putting a little Bunsen burner right between you guys. No, you guys easily use the medbay facilities to go about taking yourselves apart from it. It is not a sense of thawing. In fact, it is the sense of the space compacting in a way where when enough of your guys' force and mass and friction came into the object that it instantly built up in the what is that word when energy is created from two things colliding? I don't know. Yeah, I said friction.
Kinetic?
Kinetic, thank you. The kinetic force in the battlefield takes a physical form when it is so sporadically non-prepared. In this instance, Gaston, Seg, and this broken beacon coming into contact was not something that was planned, scheduled, or meant to be. The battlefield works in mysteries.
Wait. Hold on. I asked this question previously about something that was very cold and icy.
Well, on the battlefields?
No, when we were earlier, when we found that fridge crystal.
Uh-huh.
Did we create astral ice? Like the
You know,
crafting stuff?
You guys have pretty much created almost everything you came into existence, considering that you're at the start of it all. So, yeah, when you get back, you're most likely taking this knowledge with you.
Cool. I am collecting that and putting it in a bag.
Okay, you take a sample. Boop, boop.
I would like to keep it on my hands, if possible, so I can use it like brass knuckles.
Yeah, I get your intention. When it's a single entity interacting with it, it's like that sand putty. It's hard when not touched, but it melts when present. Does that make sense?
Oh.
But then
No,
if
yeah, that
someone
makes-
else's hand was over your hand, then it would harden because it's then multiple catalysts. Does that make sense?
So it's like fluid when it's on my hands, but then as soon as I touch somebody else, it hardens?
Yes, but then it wouldn't stay on your hand at that point. You get what I'm saying?
Oh, great.
The only
Oh,
reason,
God.
like when you touched
So-
it and drank it, it didn't freeze you. But because you and Gaston touched it, you guys forced a catalyst reaction of two separate things coming into contact with this, where you are one thing coming into contact with it. So
Oh,
it's
God, this
reacting to melt.
This universe's
it's-
version of crafting ice crystals requires multiple people. Great.
There's also
So-
another thing in which this is backwards. If you guys really put that descriptor of what I gave into it, a very prized item.
Plasma? Of some kind?
Give me a history check. At advantage since you're a smartass. Shio, give me a intelligence check. You're in the medbay still, right?
Yeah.
You two, also an intelligence. And Gaston, you can give me a history. Web, are you
Funny you're
alive
giving
and
me
with
a
us?
history. This is +6 because of the Actually, has it been 10 minutes yet?
Like since from when point? What point?
Since I activated the
Second time.
echo memory.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Say
Okay, then never mind. This is not +6. But it's still a natural 20.
Beautifully done. Did you roll? Intelligence.
Negative. Let me roll. Not bad.
Gaston, what you're witnessing before you, beyond what you can turn it into, is solvent glue reversed engineered.
Okay then. Gaston is going to attempt to craft it.
Craft which one?
Solvent glue using this.
Got it. Okay. It's not hard at all, actually. In fact, all you need to do is add a second reference, as I was stating. Instead of it being a human thing, it could be anything else. This stuff stays solid when two things are between it. So basically, you wouldn't need to so much as craft it, more so as apply it when wanted.
Cool. I'll just put that in some vials from the replicator.
Got it.
Can Shio try to start performing the hack on the beacon?
Like, explain to me. You tell me.
So they're messing around with the ice, and we've gotten the ice off the beacon. And in the control center is where it says we hack beacons. So I imagine it's like we need to find out what this beacon is for. Almost like just learning about the beacon, finding out if it's transmitting a message, something like that. Like, because if I'm understanding it right, the beacon is supposed to be doing something, like emitting a distress call. or
Mm-hmm. You try to
Or-
hack a black box beacon from space that you've never seen before. What approach do you take?
that's fair. I don't know how Shio would go about this. I need your help. How do I hack a black box beacon?
A black box beacon? Do you know
Yeah.
how it works?
I could know how it works.
Oh, good. Then know how it works.
Oh, hold on just a sec. I need to remember how that's done.
I wonder if I could communicate with it the same way I communicated with Tempos' ship and that giant and every other weird artifacty technology we've encountered. I think I'll give it a shot.
Interesting. So how do you approach it?
So,
Everyone says they want to. No one's telling me how.
well, so I've communicated with heavy quotation marks with several different weird, techie artifacty things. And there's usually some kind of interface where you insert either a piece of yourself or a subset of your consciousness, etc. And you essentially link minds with the machine. So I guess first I'm going to be looking for that, anything I can plug myself into, while also just like prodding around it telepathically to see if there's any telepathic entrances like there were with the door thing.
Okay. You run your hands across the device and you go to break it down into thought. Can you go ahead and give me... do you have any tools on you?
I have Tinker's tools and all of my gunsmithing tools.
So go ahead and you choose if you use a tinker or your gunsmith set. If you do, you add your proficiency and roll at advantage with whatever. One might be a plus 11, the other might be a plus 9. I really don't know what it is for you. I'm just assuming. But you can click the set.
We'll
Ooh,
do
wow.
Tinker's tools.
Well, that makes sense. Suck at tinkering. Jesus. And just based off your roll, not your actual result. 10 and a 1. You went at that rough.
I almost fucked that.
Okay.
Gaston's going to use it in order to help with this black box. Gaston is going to use Echo Form Manifestation to form an illusion of the Phyrexian Gaston, who is going to assist by giving instructions.
Okay, for sure. Let's see. You would definitely be able to transmit like inside there will be X amount does and being able to help reveal where the actual mechanism to open it is. Even though it is broken, it is not broken on the latch. Seg, you eventually locate it, and when you pop it open, you see some very, very familiar tech inside. Osirian.
Ooh.
Not to say you know it, but you recognize it.
Let's see how much I remember about this stuff. Ooh, what I like to see. Man, Seg is walking the line tonight. A critty and a crit fail.
You're cruising for that bruising, that railgun idea. About to go off real quick. Yeah. You don't know how it works, but you remember seeing it enough across the ship that certain things were left intact. You noticed that there were a lot of specific blue wires, always damaged, never repaired, but yet the robots and everything still functioned for the most part to your understanding, which means everything that was untouched must be the safe stuff to leave alone, and everything else you can dismantle and just hope it does what you want. Amongst that, you see that there's about 20% of it in which you can actively go willy-nilly on and see if it produces a result. With that, give me a D100.
I'm not sure if that rolled, but it tried to crash my foundry. It did crash my foundry.
It rolled a 40.
Nice. So, you, sir, with the 40. Here. 100.
Notes. I need to 105.
You hear this broken up message and repeat. And I'll go ahead and write it out for you. Do any of you guys make sound effects when you type the sound effects to make sure it makes sense?
Sometimes, yeah.
Not really.
I do it all the time. Everyone always looks at me in
every
public because I
time.
don't think about it in public, like even when I'm writing and stuff. And so like sometimes I'm like, shit, I just did that loud. Like, whoops.
I mean, when I'm imagining scenarios on my own, I talk aloud. And then it gets embarrassing when someone enters the room and I'm just talking about random things.
I can see that for sure. See, I don't have that privacy because I'm a 4-year-old, so I can't like lean backwards without hearing, why are you doing that? So I would like to be walked in on and they say, what are you talking about? Because I don't
No, usually they know that I'm just stemming and just imagining these scenarios as part of my stemming.
Gotcha.
So they don't say anything and make it awkward.
Fair point. Nonetheless, you all get that message, and the curiosity brews further. It sounds to be spoken in common tongue, though the tone of the common tongue does not seem known. Like, if all of you guys had to guess a species, it would be a blind guess.
What is considered north in space?
That's a great question for
North?
you guys to answer.
There's no such thing as north in space.
There actually is.
No.
Like,
No, there's-
above game, there actually is.
No, there is not.
No, I mean,
Everything's relative.
It is considered relative, but nonetheless, you guys don't actually know in the battlefields if you're upside down or right side up. But you guys can try to figure it out.
I mean, I could just understand it if you guys want.
What?
I could just look at it and understand the beacon and its meaning.
But do you give it the goat stare?
I mean, these guys are having fun. They're like using their tools. You guys want me to do that? I can.
I mean,
Well, we already got the secret message out of it. I mean, at this point, we just take it apart for parts, I guess, while we try to decipher the secret message. I mean, maybe if you figured out how it worked, maybe we could get a little more information from the message.
Yeah, I think that message is too broken up for us to have any real understanding other than a direction. So Shio's going to use insight.
Okay.
So that he gains perfect knowledge of one creature or object within range. This knowledge extends to any spell effects affecting the target.
As you do. North is not a direction. It is a reference. North needs aid.
Oh, so it's a point. It's a place. Okay. Oh, guys, we don't have to head north to follow this. North is a place. The question of where north is I don't know.
great. I'm remembering something that's D&D related, relating to space that probably is not relative to this conversation.
Okay. Well, so do you move the ship to the next space to your original target? Or do you guys dwell further on this beacon that you found floating? You guys still have it, so it's definitely logged. It'll come back up if it does get brought. I mean, you guys can either address that or continue your original trajectory.
I think we'll just leave it in the bay for now. Yeah, let's go ahead and move out.
You guys see another beacon, but this one seems to have a voice. You hear, "Hello? Hello? Hello? May I enter your vessel?"
I say we let it on, guys. Sounds perfectly
What is your
justified.
intent?
I am a AI beacon that has lost its purpose. I please issue a command. Hello? Hello? May I come aboard? Has anyone seen Wild Robot?
Wild Robot? No, is that the one with the robot on the island?
Yeah, you guys should definitely watch it. It's so good. Anyways, yeah, it's AI. It's just a malfunctioning AI beacon. If you guys choose to ignore it or bring it aboard, your choice.
I say we bring it on board.
Yeah, maybe it can help out with navigation.
Does this look?
Ooh, or it can be our weapon systems AI.
I can put it in a mage hunter.
Okay, let's not torture the thing.
That's how Power Rangers were born. Canon.
Like, we don't know the level of intelligence this system has.
Yeah, we should bring it on board and do some research on it.
We also don't know how sapient it is. It might be like past the point of being an AI and have become sapient enough to have made its own soul and become a warforged.
Oh, that'd be cool. I mean, it'd be kind of cruel to just leave a newly sapient being floating through the infinite cosmos.
Yeah.
Yeah. Especially with all that war potential. I mean, potential.
Okay, so we're agreed that we should let it aboard, but for differing reasons.
I think we should just figure out if it's just get it on board and learn about it, and then we decide what to do with it after that.
That's what I'm thinking. Like, it might belong to someone.
Is it truly sentient? Because I don't believe in slavery.
That's a lie.
Not true at all. You guys
don't
all
believe
entered
in-
the contract willingly.
But it occurs. Choose a different topic.
Through manipulation that took years to come to fruition.
Millennia.
On my part, it was years. Well, decades.
I'm sorry, I was lazy in your case.
That's why he's not so agreeing.
I got tired of the steps.
I lost track. It's my bad.
You guys hear, "Hello? Hello? Ooh, what's that?" They like looking through the window. Is that a remote control animatronic rock that sits in the galaxy fields in which normally would study the Animorphs soils that in which we would use to survive? You would use to survive? Hello?
Does anyone here know any tests to determine sapience?
Oh, yeah, sure. I mean, you gotta know that for all the constructs. I mean, half the undead are intelligent, weirdly enough. I will have is actually.
Did you all know that over 92% of pirate ships smell like cheese? This robot's just out there dropping facts.
Oh no. Oh no.
Oh, don't worry,
Guys.
Gaston. We're not one of the French.
We picked up the false fun facts personality core. Oh no.
She was gonna go
I
out
don't
and
know who
grab it.
that is.
Portal 2.
No, in game. I don't know who that is.
It's a new friend, is.
So you
I
let
mean,
it
does
in
he know
shield?
all the random facts?
Yeah, I'll use my telekinetic feet to pull it towards the airlock.
It's like, this feels fun. Hello. It stands at the door. May I come in?
Yeah, come on in.
Wait, it stands? What is
It's
this
tiny.
thing? Like
It's like a tiny little drone. It
astromech, like humanoid?
No, it's kind of like those the Assyrians, but more like a baby bot version, like a baby of it. If the robots built baby versions and then built on it as they thought of new ideas for it, that would be what it looks like a partial life cycle grown construct.
Aw, it's just a juvenile one, guys.
I am a AI companion ship subsystem known as Robber.
Are
Oh.
you gonna rob us?
Haha. I am the relational outreach bot for benevolent extraction and recovery. Can I
No,
have
no, no.
this? As they reach out to Shio's hand and try to take a bracelet.
Well,
I'd like
she
to
like
insight check.
pulls his head away.
Go for it.
Please don't steal from me.
But
I
I
it's bad enough
apologize.
have
I meant to
bird.
provide this to you in exchange. They pull out an IOU sticker and then put their hand out.
Oh, I like this guy already.
She will take one of the silver bracelets and hand it to the little guy.
Why, thank you. This is for emergency resource relocations. And it just like tucks it into like a compartment next to it.
I like you.
Hey, little guy, who made you?
I am known as Robert. I do not know. My subsystem ship has been destroyed. In it, my drive of initial thoughts and processes, the only initial system still intact, is my software.
And what kind of software is it?
It is a subsystem to assist in salvage subroutines, friendly firewall systems for ship intellectuals, and innocent inquiries when it comes to unintentional diplomatic services.
Got it. Stealing, fun facts, and firewall. Love it.
Do you
So
have
basically,
a...
it's a what I will say that Shio would be able to put together because he is built for Phyrexians is that this is like a super smart creation for a salvage bot. Like this thing definitely looks like it has the size and personal potential to be able to go and extract things that one normally couldn't with a larger subsystem. But someone figured out how to make one and they named it Robber. And Shio's just so jealous it wasn't him because he's like, I've never thought of that until now, and this is genius.
I love you. I love this little guy. We're gonna go salvage lots together, okay, Robert?
It pulls out the little silver bracelet you gave it and goes, please not this one. It means so much to me. I promise I owe you back.
Oh, don't worry. You can keep that.
Puts back away. Understood. I am able to receive upgrades or progression assistance if you wish to have such optional features available.
You gotta give it Mage Hunter weapons.
Okay.
Our little guy has got to be able to defend himself.
I'm building the pieces now.
I currently come with 3 features that are not yet activated. If you'd like to activate them at any time, do let me know.
Please describe these features.
Remote disassembly of my arms. I can gain reach and the ability to extract components during mid-combat if you guys are distracted during the excursions of salvaging.
Ooh.
I have a motto in which you all must come to respect and understand and learn while you are in the presence of Robber. Would you like to know more?
Yes.
If they weren't using it nicely, maybe we will.
Oh my god, Robert, you are the best.
I too inquisitively think that I am quite cheeky at times.
What's the other special feature?
I once... Access drive removed. I apologize. I cannot... It does like a little click. You would like to know what ROBBER stands for. Relational Outreach Bot Benevolent Extraction Recovery. First, relational. Understands complex emotional cues in response to crew moods. Outreach. Constantly pings nearby vessels for abandoned or available resources. Bot. Fully autonomous drone AI linked to your astral vessel. Benevolent. Prioritize non-lethal solutions and barter-based diplomacy. Extraction. Specializes in unlocking, opening, and safely removing cargo or tech. Recovery. Returns useful materials, sometimes before anyone notices they're gone. I am Robber. Thank you for letting me join your vessel.
Do you know where the vessel is that you were previously linked to?
It has been dismantled.
Well, Robert, we are just absolutely ecstatic to have you on board.
Thank you.
What were the other two specializations that you do? The
I
first
come
one
equipped
is
with a voice modular, and he speaks like Shio. I can speak like you and do it so well that I only need to hear a brief sentence. It does not take me the mere time it would any others. I could even hear you whistle and still take your voice from it. Would you like to try? It seems quite confident in its abilities. Does anyone wish
Why
to
don't you
challenge?
try with me?
Okay. Go ahead and give me a performance check.
He is not. He is not actually consenting to this.
So it's more rhetorical?
Yes.
So, can I build it like a giant robot centipede body? I feel like it's a centipede body guy.
That sounds like we would be playing the once nostalgic game Centipede, where one person would be in a small vehicle fighting a much larger constructual-like centipede. I do like this on being the opposite end of what would have been versus. I do accept your obligational option.
I'm gonna need adamantine and other things.
As it
Good
hears
thing
you
we're headed to a
whistling
scrap.
Gaston, because you did not consent, it does not mimic it, but you do hear it say, voice module, Gaston, stored for permitted use. I have one more feature, in which is not yet activated.
and which one is that?
I was provided this trans-dimensional satchel. They pull across this like metal-looking satchel that's very blocky in the sense. And he goes, every time I insert or feed it objects, he grabs that silver bracelet you gave him and drops it into like a little separate component. Like he doesn't open the actual satchel, but you see something pops out, kind of like a liquor store after hours, slides a little cash thing to you, and he drops it in. And when he closes it, he goes, I have a feeling that it is unstable in the demiplane in which it sits in. Or, and then like a little oven popping out, like a little ready bake oven popping out, a fully refunctional silver bracelet is now silver, pristine, yet noodle in all nature. Still a continued circle, though. You see, when I stick things that I salvage into such, it comes back as a separate identity altogether. I do not control it, but it has shown quite useful.
Oh, that's cool. It could restore items. It could break them apart. Interesting.
I do not know what the purpose of such was when I was created, but it stands.
All right, buddy. Do you have a end user license agreement?
I lost that part of me when the ship disconnected. I only have my foundational drive for operational compliance.
Hey, what if I gave him a soul? I've got a couple of those lying around. Could we wipe a soul and give him a blank soul?
I question if he already has one.
Good question. Does he have a soul?
Do I
I have a
have
feeling I would know.
soul? Object. Acquire. Salvage. Last person to come in contact with said soul. Had. Theirs. Did not provide to me. Did not salvage. Would you like me to salvage a soul?
I I really, really want to say yes.
I think we want to upgrade you with one.
So can we wipe a soul for it to have, guys? I'm worried about it just grabbing a random soul and becoming a problem.
Well, it wouldn't have if you didn't put it in its head.
Wait, were you guys trying to ask something amongst yourselves, or were we trying to ponder something for it to respond to? Sorry.
Amongst ourselves, does anybody know a method to wipe a soul clean? I have spare souls in the pool we could use. I wouldn't want to give it a soul I had already taken, you know. I'd want to get the person out of it so it could just have its own blank soul.
I don't know how to wipe souls. I don't know if it's possible.
It is possible.
How do I do it?
The issue is I don't like. Does any of Gaston's identities know how to take apart a soul?
D100 at disadvantage.
Gaston would know that it is possible from what he's read of what his father's adventures.
Doesn't mean he knew.
23.
You don't dismantle a soul. When someone dies, the soul is not taken unless you are that of a Lynch or a Dalkir, and even then, the soul's not dismantled; it's captured. It's used as a never-ending furnace. It almost never goes dry. Which is interesting that a Lynch, Dalkirs, and whatnot's never actually tried to do more with the soul other than just use it as a capsulized focus. But I would say that it's not so much as just like this. Now, this AI, not to say this AI can't do it. No one's seen an AI try, so that's another scary part altogether. But in a character understandings right now, with what you have available to you, all of you guys sharing all of your thoughts and ponderments would know the closest you could get to dismantling a soul is as close as you can get to birthing one, which has been done.
We would, if we wanted to do this proper, we would have to go to Strixhaven and enter that other multiverse and then do it there because rules work differently.
Oh, so that's a no-go for now. Well, should we get on to the scavenging of this derelict craft we were headed towards for now then? See our little
salvage.
robber and I know you do, buddy. We're gonna get you some salvage to salvage.
Excitement is real.
Do we need to
it'll be technically there. One sec. I was just matching. Is this Mad Madness because that was a cool picture. So before he becomes that super awesomeness, this is the same when he discovers it. So you're already on the tile. It's actually that large. When you guys arrive, you can see.
Nice. No, that is at the end of the project where he's like, "Fuck it, just force it to work."
Yeah, like, yep, this is good enough. Time to go. You guys would see. Sorry, it's pulling it. They just drop the vision because the map's too big. The top. You see large green derelict freighter
the way.
sitting in space, which I will show to you in just a second. There we go. You guys see, now it's going to be way too big. Jesus Christ. 4. You guys see this floating in free space. Not that big. It's like, compared to you guys, it's big, but, you know, in retrospect to you guys, it's like, it's because the hex grid. Alright, so it'd be something like, y'all coming across something like this, free floating. Pretty large cargo freighter like ship. How do you guys wish to proceed?
Let's do the scanning thing. One of the options, so we can get some sort of intelligence on where we're going instead of just jumping into potentially Alien, the movie, but it's all of us.
Fun fact, Alien, the movie, was not a movie because the mage hunters were real in the entire process. Also were the deaths. The recording was from a misfunctioning construct that was not detected by the mage hunters during the filming of said occurrence. That one in which found the construct then after the incident took it and brought it to the community for them to learn from. Instead, it went viral in the opposite way.
What's a movie?
A flick in which people stare at longer than they should. It is very bad for one's health.
What's a
Then
flick?
why would they look at it?
Like looking
Something
at the
in which,
sun.
and they like kind of throw open their palm, and as it does, you guys see flickers of light, creating like a stop motion of themselves, of like a tinier version of them walking, but you know that it's like an image projected piece by piece, and then they close their hand. If I were to show you
Whoa.
more, you could all go blind.
Whoa, I think I just found my thesis.
Oh,
I'm gonna call them movies.
because
God.
they move.
Shio's
Yeah.
responsible
That is
for Hollywood.
ingenious. For instance, I thought I was flicking the pieces together to create a lateral of, yes, movements. They are movies, multiple flicks. I agree. The plural is wonderful.
Oh, we're gonna work on my thesis together, and it's gonna be amazing. I think I'll call the first one Lord of the Rings.
So it's minor illusion, just moving.
Oh,
Yeah, but like thousands of minor illusions creating a flowing image. Ooh, this is
As they
gonna be
pull their
fun.
hand back out and the flickering appears, this in fact has no arcane magic in it. It is truly my own projections.
oh, thank you for reminding me. Gaston goes to like a stack of papers and just starts writing.
You got it. So you run the scan.
While they're discussing, yeah, I was going to run the scan while they're discussing movers or whatever. And that's the control center, right? Yeah.
As you run the scan, Sec, Captain, you hear the ship is different. It's more of a very matured voice. Captain, you are scanning what is designated as the SS Veil Rider. It is class Frigate, though it has been modified to a trade class. That is not common. It is non-responsive at this time. We have sent 4 pings. The life senses. There is a intermittent anomalous inside. The damage report. The hull has been breached on decks 2, 4, and the engineering bay. Atmospheric integrity compromised. Bridge status sealed manually. Energy core overridden. Slow failure imminent.
All right. What kind of weapons?
And then you get like this download in your head.
Oh.
This is like information that it used, and it like breaks it down. These are all like the AI kind of captain only privilege things that you can choose to share.
Ooh.
Further, it goes, Captain, I have accessed some visual feeds. One hallway is lined with floating motes of dry blood and frozen mid-drift. A second, locked crew chamber is pulsing with pale green light along the other side of the mirror. Within an observation window, it looks inward, not outward. I do not know why the lens is facing this direction. And in the final feed, something is carved, as if a monstrous claw ripped into the wall. I follow the whisper, and now I can't remember my name. How curious.
Huh. All right. Well, I guess let's not listen to any whisperings. Okay, so according to the emergency logs, looks like it looped for a long time before it went silent, so this has been abandoned for a while. Whatever has moved into it seems to be fluctuating and is not consistent with any known species. The AI says 1 to 3 entities. There's some really pricey materials on the cargo manifest, so I definitely think it's worth aborting. But also there is a possibility of a time-dilated or stasisized chamber, and looks like somebody tried to teleport out. Or in. So, who's boarding with?
As you announce all that, you hear your little AI robber friend. That was an amazing assessment. I have no idea what information you were referring from, but it sounds quite intellectual of what it is outside. It like opens its eyes and you see like scanning confirmed. Your census is accurate.
Oh, yeah, Robert, do you want to, like, get hooked up to the main system real quick before we head out?
Can I have this? As it grabs like one of the important wires to plug in.
No.
All right.
It produces an IOU sticker to Gaston. I apologize. Have an IOU.
This guy. Okay.
Gaston continues writing out something. He's on like his 10th page at this point.
Ooh. That's like my Charlotte's Web book report in 3rd grade. Can you believe I got in trouble for writing 8 pages when it was supposed to be a 1-page essay? Fucked up, man.
Oh no, Gaston's writing out his thesis.
No, I'm with you. I just meant in real life. When I was in 3rd grade, I wrote an 8-page Charlotte's Web essay, and I had a parent-teacher conference because it was supposed to be 1 page. Could they not just appreciate that I loved it? But, you know, here we are. And it wasn't double-spaced, mind you. Single-spaced, man. But as you're working
What
out
was the size
that
of the
10-page
font?
thesis. Oh, no. My handwriting's tiny, dude. So I probably put like 1,000 words easily on those pages.
Oh no.
But with that, as you're working on that and the IOU sticker is stuck to the table next to you, the bot walks up to Seg and goes, Captain, do I have protocol permission to access your vessel's data?
As long as it's good with the ship's AI, it's good with me. But it's got its own thing going on, so don't step on its toes too much.
We are modular. We accept add-ons. Wonderful. It plugs in. This is a clunker. They are not wrong.
Yep.
They both can, come down to the same synopsis.
All right, Robert. What kind of weapon systems is this thing packing, if any?
If it were to fire upon us, I highly doubt after 3.2 million loops, they would be functionally at least in our direction. Though if something sentient on board were to able to operate and get them online, we would be looking at quad plasma cannons, 2 on each side. It would only be possible to be hit by 2 at any single time.
All right, broadsides. Yeah. All right, so I propose 2 teams. Well, no, honestly, we should probably clear the ship first and then bother with loot, huh, guys?
I am specialized in going behind.
Robert, do you think you could remove and collect those plasma cannons while we were clearing the ship?
It looks at itself. It looks at you. Those plasma cannons, singularly, are 10 to 100 times the size of a future version of either of us that is still larger than us in our current size.
Oh, yeah, here, let me hire you some muscle.
How many thralls do you offer?
Hmm?
Or what are you gonna do?
I'm gonna whistle and divert 10 of the thralls to be his collection crew.
10 thralls.
They are of Saijin. I can dedicate their biosignature and tell.
They're also Aarakocra, so they do fly as well.
In space, all float, but that is good to know.
Right, but they're better at floating because they know how to fly.
I am an AI beacon bot. I can float in any direction with complete control.
Oh, no, not better than you, Robert. No, absolutely not. No, just better than like your average Joe.
Joe,
Well, maybe not a Joe, but an average person.
I will add that to my data bank. When we meet a Joe, they will be of average.
We ought to get a Joe artificer. Ooh. Side note, we'll put that in the captain's log.
Well, maybe
You want
we'll
a
find
Joe
something
average
reliable.
artificer. Understood.
Perfect. All right, you think you could handle that with the team while we clear the inside of the ship, Robert?
I will definitely try. I can. Pops out like this little comm thing that looks like a speaking stone, but modified for future tech, and hands it to you. You hear it go off, like speak as he's speaking. We will be able to communicate through this device.
I'm gonna crack my skull open a little bit and just slip it inside, and then just put my skull back.
That is a prime location for surround sound.
Yeah, and I won't lose it this way.
Perhaps you return it so I can modify it so you do not have to press it to activate.
Oh yeah. Crack my skull open again, fish it out. You see me pull my brain out, grab it from underneath, and put it back, and give it back to him.
As you hand it back, they go about. Fun fact, I once saw a plasmoid warrior take 3 brains and make a weapon and then kill the man they took the 3 brains from. Then
Now
as they're
that
modifying it,
is impressive.
and then they give it back to you. It is now just a monitor beacon. All noises I will hear. So please, if you go number 2, 3, or any of the other numbers in your vicinity of speciesness, do warn me.
Well, I don't have a stomach for the next couple hours, so probably good on that one.
Noted. So we will hold the session there as you guys are about to begin your derelict expedition, the first space journey on the first alien ship. Question is, what is there and why has it been floating there for 3.2 million etc. loops, however long that is, and not been salvaged, taken from, touched? For space is wide and it could have been missed, but you found it. We will see what happens next time. Any questions, comments, or concerns before we wrap it up here?
No, just, I mean, for my heart's sake, I don't know if I can handle this getting much cooler.
You don't see nothing in space yet. This is just getting started. As for the Hexplorer, I'm gonna obviously add way more content. There's already a lot in there, but I'm gonna clean it up, make it more or less out of my control because there's a chance you guys get some cool stuff on accident. So I'm gonna make that a little bit more skewed. After seeing the results that are already rolled out, I already knew you guys were gonna take everything that came, but I was like, damn, they got some good ones early. So congratulations. And yeah, If you guys have any suggestions, comments, or ideas for how the smoothability or functions or would be cool to have, like as a GUI or button or things that you guys can further do while on the ship or whatnot, let me know. I can absolutely build all that stuff in. When you guys do get weapons, they will be absolutely added on visually and functional, etc., what have you. So those will all be awesome things to look forward to. Otherwise, I hope you guys had a good one. I hope it's lots of fun lore and understandings that you guys are the problem. I mean, yeah, you guys existed. Yeah, that's what we do. We exist. So, congratulations. Keep it up. It's been a blast. I hope you guys have a great night.
Hope you have a great night too.